Welcome to this Super Bowl prop edition of Rondé and Tiki presented by Superbook. Rondé, who won the MVP of the Pro Bowl?
First of all, are we allowed to say Super Bowl? We're going to get absconded for that. The big game.
It's the big game, whatever it is.
Yes, we can say Super Bowl. Thank you, Ray.
We can say Super Bowl. We kind of
yeah, man. What have you been doing during the week between the championship games and the Super Bowl? I can tell for a fact that you did not watch the Pro Bowl because you know what? Nobody watched the Pro Bowl. But the only thing that I do know that happened in the Pro Bowl is that a guy that got in the week of the Pro Bowl won the MVP, which was Baker Mayfield. So,
hey, yay, Baker. Right. We're starting with the big game, the Super Bowl, with a disagreement, Rondé, because I'm riding the Chiefs. It's inevitable. I've been against them for too long this season, hating on them, hating the dynasty that they're forming, and now it's come to a head, and I can't do anything but say the Chiefs are going to win this football game. And by the way, I even have the number. I put some thought in how this game is going to play itself out, and I know it's going to happen. Right? As it currently stands, the San Francisco 49ers are 2-point favorites. They're laying 2 on the SuperBook app. And it's interesting when you think about a team that has won 3 or 2 Super Bowls already in the Kansas City Chiefs and the 49ers, who have a head coach who has blown a couple, not all his fault, but kind of his fault. It's weird that they're the favorites and not the 49ers. I mean, not the Chiefs.
I think because the Chiefs had so much up and down this year, the stretches of not having any offense that show up in the playoffs too, dude, which is why I am countering I'm going with the Chiefs inevitability and taking the 49ers. Not just because of John. Remember last week I said I was going to think about it? Well, the more I've thought about it, there's no way that I can't take the 49ers. And one reason is because when I started looking at all the props, like all the props are 49er props because they got so many more players. Like, get so many more opportunities to make money off the 49ers. So I'm going to just dig in and say Vegas isn't wrong. And I'm going to take a Deebo Samuel opposed to a Rishi Rice because all his numbers look a lot better. I mean, we got to start talking about props, though, T. We got to talk about the most important one. I mean, you get equal money. Is it heads or tails?
No, it's heads. It's heads. It's always heads, isn't it?
I'm gonna take tails just because you took heads. I'm gonna make sure we disagree on every single segment here.
Really? Every single prop?
Yeah.
All right.
Every single prop.
I looked through the hundreds, and I mean literally 500 SuperBook sports props. And if you're looking for the interesting ones, they're all there, including the alternates and everything else. So go to SuperBook Sports app and find all the props because this is the fun part of the Super Bowl. People are going to talk about the game ad nauseum this week. So breaking it down and analyzing it, you know it. If you care about it, you know about it already. So it's not even worth that. It's worth who's going to do what and what's it going to look like. So there are 4 that I picked out, and there's a couple of long shots that I want to talk about when we get to it down the line. The first one. And this is really because of the nature of these 2 coaches that I love. That is, a successful 2-point conversion is plus 300. Now, we know how math works in the NFL anymore. If you're down by 2 scores, especially in the second half, you're going for 2. So there's a likelihood that one of these teams is going to be down by, even if it's not, 2 touchdowns, it could be down. There's a likelihood one of these teams is going for 2 points. So that's one of my favorites. The successful 2-point conversion by one of these teams at plus 300. By the way, the add-on to that is that if both teams have a successful 2-point conversion, it's plus 1,400. I'm not considering that one, but at least one of these teams a successful 2-point conversion. I love it just because of the coaches.
Okay, I lied. I lied earlier. I'm not going to disagree with you on everything because I'll take that one. That's a good one. I skipped right past that one, but I kind of like that one too. I think Andy Reid is less of a 2-point gambler than, say, a Kyle Shanahan because Kyle does math in his head while he's standing there calling plays. I can definitely see the 49ers going for 2. And probably if the 49ers go for 2, it'll forced Kansas City to go for 2. Good call, Tiki. Well done. All right, mine. You want to know mine? I was looking at some of these, and I got into the same game parlay stuff, and it's just they name them. Have you been in the same game parlay? And there was 2 that jumped out at me.
Those 2 are exciting. There's one that I
really. All right, mine, and the only reason I'm laughing because there's so many of them that surround Taylor Swift.
God. What are you doing to us?
Super Bowl is killing us. One of them is literally called Taylor's Overnight Sushi. Chiefs win the game. Rishi Rice scores a touchdown. Travis Kelce scores a touchdown. Here's another one. Shake It Off. I think that's a Taylor Swift song, right? Total game under 40 and a half. Travis Kelce under 70 and a half. Patrick Mahomes under 262.5 yards. Brock Purdy under 200. I mean, it's like whatever. But then every time I saw one that looked like a Taylor Swift song, it had Travis Kelce involved. So if you're into those type of things, check out Today Was a Fairy Tale surrounding Kelce, and You Belong With Me, also surrounding Travis Kelce. I'll let y'all do the work on those.
So I looked at all of those, and I was also enamored by the names. But Enchanted was the one that caught me because it's plus 3,000. This is game going over 53 points, which I think it will, 53.5 points. Christian McCaffrey scoring 2 touchdowns. Travis Kelce scoring 2 touchdowns. And this was amended and updated and boosted. So plus 3,000 for game over 53 points. Travis Kelce and Christian McCaffrey both scoring 2 touchdowns, which just the game is going to go over 53.5 points. Both those guys were likely to score at least 2 touchdowns. So I like the Enchanted same game parlay. That one caught my eye.
All right, let's get into the meat of them. So either team scores in the first 3.5 minutes. That one's plus 450 for yes. And for me, I got to say yes. 2 weeks for these 2 teams, both of these offenses and coordinators, head coaches, to get ready for one game, and they know they can beat one defense in 3.5 minutes. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say there's going to be a quick score in this game. Plus 450 is the one that I love.
So I would not pick that one because both these teams are methodical. So take Rondé's advice if you want. They want to bleed clock. They want to lengthen this game or shorten this game, I should say, by taking away all the clock. But it's an interesting thought. All right, here's one that really pops off the screen for me. Patrick Mahomes to score a touchdown. This is not a passing touchdown. This is to score a touchdown. So it's plus 500, and I'm looking at value here. If it's like plus 150, I'm not looking at those. I want the big hitters. This is the Super Bowl. You're going big. Go big, man. Patrick Mahomes this year is not a big play machine. You look at the explosive plays generated this year, it's nowhere near what they used to be. It's not even close to what Super Bowl 54 was like when this was when the 49ers played the Chiefs before, because obviously Sammy Watkins and more importantly Tyreek Hill were there. Obviously Travis Kelce was much younger.
Quit digging into the weeds.
Let's go. They dink and dunk, dink and dunk, dink and dunk, and dink and dunking gets you inside the 5-yard line. And if there's one sneaky running quarterback in the league, it's Pat Mahomes. So give me Pat Mahomes to get a score touchdown at plus 500.
You know, I'm disagreeing with you because of Greenlaw and Fred Warner. No chance he scores. No chance he scores a touchdown running a football. I got a long shot for you, Tiki. This was my favorite because I know how Kyle Shanahan is. He likes to needle you. Like you get down into the red zone and Christian McCaffrey is going to get the ball. Deebo Samuel's going to get the ball in reverse and score a touchdown. Long shot. Kyle Juszczyk, TD plus 1,000 for yes.
Oh, wow.
I am definitely taking that one. That is going to be – it's not like Refrigerator Perry in the Super Bowl in 85 or whatever, or Walter Payton didn't get the score. Juszczyk is a useful dude, man, and I think he scores a touchdown. Plus 1,000. That's a great bet for me.
And by the way, if you would like to believe in the script of the NFL, which I don't, guess who just signed a marketing deal, production of those stupid jackets with the NFL?
Oh, yeah.
Kyle Juszczyk's wifey. So
There
I
you go.
mean, that's actually a smart play because they're building up stars, they're building up influencers all around. All right, here's one that is a
Right.
definite, and if you disagree with me, I will be shocked. A fourth quarter lead change. The fact that this is
No doubt.
plus 270 is surprising to me. I think this would be automatic. These two teams are going to be fighting tooth and nail, I think, down the stretch. And I think it's going to be a high scoring game. And I'll give you the total before we get out of here, Rondé. But a fourth quarter lead change is plus 270. I think that one's actually stealing money.
All right. That's definitely going to happen. How that not happen? I mean, unless it turns into the game that it was in Super Bowl 54, whatever, where San Francisco couldn't score a touchdown in the fourth quarter. That's not going to happen. This is a better team. They have a better offense. They actually have a better defense too. So the game it's going to lend itself to be closer, which is why the spread is only at 2 right now. I definitely agree with that. Which brings up the one that I like, which was the last scoring play. And I'm going to implore all of y'all to go look at those numbers because they're all 350 plus. And the Chiefs, the one that I love was the safety, 49ers safety, last scoring play of the game, 49ers or Chiefs safety, plus 6,000. That's like not going to happen. But I just love the way the parlays work, or those type of numbers jump out at you. But the one that's probably going to happen, 49ers touchdown run plus 425, last scoring play of the game. That's my take.
Yeah, which brings you to my long shot bet. So my long shot bet of the day before we get to the final and the MVP is any player, but I'm thinking specifically of one player. This is a Super Bowl record to score 4 TDs. That would be obviously Christian McCaffrey in my mind if it should happen, plus 2,000. Any player to score 4 TDs. This would now be a Super Bowl record. Is plus 2,000. And if you believe Christian McCaffrey is going to go off and be that guy like he always is in big games, plus 2,000 is a really good number. It's any player, by the way. I just think if it's going to happen, it would be Christian McCaffrey. And by the way, I think that could happen and they could still lose the game.
So he would be the MVP of a losing team.
No, I don't think they allow that, even though it'd be. I mean, Jalen Hurts should have been the MVP last season, even though they lost the game.
Although I feel like there was an MVP on a losing team. There was. It was like somebody from the Cowboys way back in the day. I just can't remember who that was.
He went to the Hall of Fame with you, Rondé, last year.
Right.
He went into the Hall of Fame. Right. His son was there.
Right.
I think that was the
Howley.
only one.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, Howley. All right, MVP Tiki. I got this one, and it's plus 3,000. This looks awesome considering I think he's going to score 2 touchdowns or score a touchdown in the first half, plus 155, and score a touchdown in both halves, plus 330 is Deebo Samuel. He is my long shot but MVP. So much of that game 2 weeks ago, championship game, went through him. I see it continuing to go through him. So if you're asking me, MVP Deebo plus 3,000. Talk about value. That's money, and there's evidence that they're trying to get him the ball every single red zone scoring op. So
all right,
that's my take.
Here's the thing. I like the Kansas City Chiefs in this game, so it's going to be a Chief because a losing player doesn't win the MVP, except for Howley back in 1970, whatever
Chuck
it was. Chuck Howley back in 1971, 2, 3, whatever it was. It was ridiculous, but he was awesome in that game, by the way. I think the Chiefs are winning this game, and the shortest odds for a Chief are obviously the favorite, and that's Pat Mahomes at plus 140. But that's boring. Why would you bet on Patrick Mahomes to win the MVP? So I think that he's going to rely on his young wide receiver, Rashee Rice, and Rashee's going to have 3 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion. Hell, he might even have the octopus. Check out the octopus odds. You can find it all on SuperBook Sports app, with all the props that they have there. So Rashee Rice for the MVP is plus 6,000, right? It's going to be Pat Mahomes, but I don't want to bet on Pat Mahomes because I'm getting $40 for my 100, right? So give me Rashee Rice to be the Super Bowl MVP at plus 6,000. That's my Super Bowl thought.
I love it.
All right, final score. Who do you think is going to win? Final score.
Who do I think is going to win?
No,
I know
you think the 49ers are going to be
27-24. Final score.
27-20. All right. So I baked in all of the potential scoring opportunities and why there's going to be a 2-point conversion and how the scoring sequence is going to go. The Chiefs are going to score. The 49ers are going to score twice. It's going to be 14-7. And it's going to be 2 field goals for the Chiefs. They're going to be down. So they're going to have to go for 2, get it even. And the 49ers are going to kick a field goal. Then the Chiefs are going to score a touchdown. The 49ers score a touchdown. And when it's all said and done, the Kansas City Chiefs win this game 35-34 over the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm sure you're going to have fun talking about it. You like talking about nonsense. Good job.
Isn't that what prop betting is all about? Figuring out the nonsense. Anyways, if you guys would like to bet and have conversations about any of these props yourselves, go check out the SuperBook Sports app. Have fun. Super Bowl 58. It's going to be a blast, I think.
The Rondé and Tiki podcast is produced by SuperBook Sports. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in Colorado, Maryland, Nevada, New Jersey, Ohio, and Tennessee. In Iowa, call 1-800-BETS-OFF or visit 800betsoff.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.